Fans, it's game day! One last time, one last game, nothing to gain, nothing to lose, doing this one for the fans. Let's get a win to finish our season. Come on, Dragons fans!
Any trouble getting the boys up?
Fire! Come on! Let's do it! Our day at Tottenham! Fire up!
Things don't go their way.
Yeah! Let's do it. Last game of the year, Liam. Are you pumped up? Game at Cogra in front of the home fans, up against one of our local rivals in the Raiders. It is game day, baby. How you feeling, Liam? Give me something.
Come on, Dragons fans. Fire up for this last game. I'm ready to see some of our young guns playing today, like Tamale, who's leaving us for his future side, the Raiders, like in Kintogia in 5'8", and it's good to see some of the players playing the last game for us, like Jack Bird, maybe Blake Laurie, Zach Lomax, and a few other guys that might be leaving us after this year.
Well, no Jack Bird and Blake Laurie. He's going nowhere, mate. He's right here. I've got me Blake Laurie shirt on. He's an absolute legend of the club. Player of the year last year. He hasn't had the best of seasons, but today he's going to be as fired up as I am. He's going to run through some Raiders today. Blake Laurie's going to have an absolute blinder. He is going to throw cartons of eggs at your face, mate. You have done nothing but put shit on him all year, and today he's going to finish a winner with the Dragons and come back next season and be one of our best players. Blake Laurie in for a big game. But one of the players you mentioned there, Jack Bird's not playing, mate. He's not there. Savelio Tamale comes in for him. Tamale named in the centres, but are you expecting him to actually play in the centres, or are you expecting a Matt Feeney or a Zach Lomax to go into that spot?
I don't know yet, Donny. Maybe a Zach Lomax and Tamale and Feeney on the wings, maybe. But we'll just have to wait and see till kickoff.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly who's going to go into the centres. I have a feeling Matt Feeney might go into the centres with Tamale on the wing. I've seen Tamale defend in the centres a couple of times. I know there's certainly a few people that aren't big fans of Matty Feeney's defence in the centres. He is 10 times better than Tamale. Savelio is a great attacking player. 199 tackle breaks in New South Wales Cup. That's the best of anybody in New South Wales Cup by the length of the straight. The second best is like 115. So 199 tackle breaks, more than 8 per game. Is he going to be able to bring that sort of tackle-busting power to the next level? Because it's a big gap between New South Wales Cup and NRL. Can Savelio Tamale make that step up and be just as effective in attack in the NRL as he has been in New South Wales Cup?
I don't know yet, Donny, because it's his first game and it's the first that we're going to see him playing the first grade side. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, that's where you have to come up with some predictions, mate. You can't just you can't wait until you've read it in a newspaper. You can't be called Scoop without making predictions. You're the Scoop. You're the guy that's supposed to make predictions, not just read stuff and tell us about it. Because we can all read it. We can all watch the game and then tell you whether he can after the game. But before the game, you've got to make a prediction and,
I reckon
and
he's put
your nuts on the line. Just chuck them out here up on the table and leave them there to be chopped off, mate. What's your prediction? What's your gut feel?
Try on debut. Take a few plays out, maybe.
Money on him first try scorer, Tamale first try scorer, and the Dragons to win by the exact margin of 12 points to get 13 plus.
Well, for my first try score, I've got Zach Lomax scored first try.
Well, that's technology there. Right? Am I back? Is Liam back? Am I back? Hey, here we go. We're all back.
I got Zach Lomax is my first try scorer, and Tamale to score a try on debut.
Very nice.
Jesse, are you fired up, son? Are you fired up?
Just going for higher ground. It's quite noisy here.
Well, let's get noisy then. Let's start a chant. Let's get them going. Let's get the crowd pumped. Let's start a dragon chant right now. Build it out. Let's go. Come on, let's do it. Come on, Jesse, you've got to let the crowd. Get them going.
Nothing with lockdown. Oh, hang on.
He's in and out. You can't hear it. He doesn't know what's going on. Fire the crowd up, Jess. Give it all to the crowd. How many's there?
Just show you the guys warming up.
Righto. We're on board with Jesse, the world's worst cameraman. Probably about 8 minutes from kickoff there at Hurrah. Jesse's there on the ground. Dragons fans, last time, last hurrah. Time to fire up. What's the crowd like, Jess? I don't think you can hear a word we're saying. He needs to get himself some headphones for these situations. Going for a wander. There they are. There's the boys. Come on, Dragon!
Come on, boys. Fire up.
Fire up, Dragon! Well, we might have lost Jesse there, or have lost me again. I'm not sure. What are you expecting from Lycan King Toggy, Liam?
Just a really good ball running game and some good hit ups and hopefully some tries just on the park. Only if Ben Hunt lets him just play his natural footy, hopefully.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's naturally a less involved kind of guy anyway. Like, even when he plays his best footy, he's actually not getting that much of the ball. He's a genuine 5'8". He's a genuine second-string ball player. He's got great silky, soft skills. I just hope that he doesn't overplay his hand. Obviously, an opportunity to start here today. Quite often, young players, when they get that chance to start, they'll try and do too much. I would like to see him not try and do too much, not overplay his hand. And as you said, just play his natural game. Play the way that he has that has got him this opportunity, because he has earned this chance to start it on this day. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how he goes. And I hope he can take a bit of pressure off Ben Hunt and allow Hunt to play his natural game as well.
I was going to say, Donnie, I'm going to chip in for a bit and say for scores around the ground. So in the reserve grade, Panthers beat the Warriors by 24-12.
That's the elimination final, that one too. So the Warriors season comes to an end.
And then for the women's, because the Queensland Cup hasn't kicked off yet for the finals, the Cowboys girls beat the Tigers by 2, 24-22. And then like the game, and then our girls lost by 4 against Canberra Raiders, 38-34. That's the Dragon season's over for the women's as well. So they'll be going into Mad Monday, trying to figure out what's the future going ahead for our girls and and we're gonna have to wait and see who our new coach is for the women's from next year onwards is.
Yeah, well, Nate J says the Dragons playing 300 to 1 to make the 8. He's going to put $1 on it and hope that the Dragons can make the 8. I tell you what are they paying to miss the 8? If they're paying $1 I'll put 10 grand on that because, that's it's not going to happen. We're not going to make the 8.
No.
It's a fantasy, and you're really pulling your own teeth out by keeping that alive. I hope we can win the game. I want us to win the game. I want us to play well and head into the off season with something positive to hold on to. But we're not making the 8, that's we'll be hopefully in the 8 at the end of the day. That's as good as it's going to get. We're not going to finish in the 8 at the end of this round. It's no chance of happening. It just. And
I was also going to say, Donnie, if we win today, and we'll have to wait and see if who's going to be in the 8. Dolphins or Newcastle, but we'll finish the season in 9th place if we win today.
Absolutely, and I think if we do get a win today, I think the season is a pass mark for us because if we can finish 9th just outside of the 8, then I think it's a real pass mark for the Dragons. I think there wouldn't be too many people that would have expected us to be that close to the top 8. If we lose today, it's probably a D grade. I think if we finish down in 11th position, then that can't be considered a pass. I think even though a lot of people were expecting us to be bottom 4, the difference between 11th and 14th is not really that great. So, I think the result today will determine whether it's a pass season or a fail season. Would you agree with that?
Well, I would agree. It would be if where we'll finish today would be definitely a pass season because last year we finished like battling for the wooden spoon, and where we came this year from where we were last year, I would definitely give it a passing mark and not fail at all this season.
I think it's a fallacy, this thing that people want to compare this season to last season. Last season, we sacked our coach after 10 games. If you sack your coach after 10 games, you're probably not going to win many of the next 14. Like we had a rookie coach that had no idea what he was doing. I know people liked him because he spoke pretty nicely and he said good things and was passionate, but he's not a first grade coach. He's not in the mix at any other team who are losing their coaches. Like he's not a quality first grade coach at all. And we had him for 14 games who basically didn't have a coach. So you can't compare this season to last season. I think that it was always going to be a bad year when you sack your coach 10 games in.
Yeah. Because if you look at the Parramatta Eels and the Rabbitohs were the first team to sack their coach this year, but they've been dreadful from the beginning of the kickoff in Las Vegas all the way up till now. Rabbitohs have been fucking dreadful, and same as Parramatta Eels. So I reckon it would have been, if the Tigers would have done better, it would have been between Parramatta Eels and the South Sydney Rabbitohs for the wooden spoon. Yeah.
Well, we'll be better for the run next season either way, Nath reckons. And here ends Mary McGregor was hard done by. Mary got 7 years. I think if Hook got 7 years, then he might have had better results than Mary McGregor. I think Mary had way too long. He should have been sacked about 3 years before he was. But yeah, it's long, ancient history now, and we are where we are. Certainly hoping for better in 2025. The Raiders making their way out onto the field. I might let you go so you can go and watch this one, mate. Because
I'm watching it live on my TV as well here. Well,
no doubt you're going to be at a different time to me, so it always makes things difficult to.
I was going to say they were when you said when the Raiders was running out on the field. I've got the same as you, maybe on because I'm watching it on KO.
that's only on KO, mate. So I'm watching it on KO as well. But depending
so
on
we're going
internet,
to be watching at the same time anyway.
no, you won't, because the stream is different for everybody who's watching.
Oh, okay.
So depends on how good your internet is, and you might be a few seconds out. But either way, mate, I'll let you go, and we'll get together at halftime.
I'll stay in the live stream, but I'll be on mute.
Righto, mate. So the Dragons now out on the field as well. Zach Lomax, his last game in that famous red V. A bloke that loves the club. Shane Flanagan spoke about him pre-game. Savelio Tamale, his NRL debut. Let's hope everything's spelt right on his jersey today. I'm sure the eagle eyes will be having a look at that as Jack Bird succumbs to a back injury. He's sitting up there in the stands. KO Weeks to get us underway. The Dragons with first use of the ball. And we're underway here at Cogra in the last game of the season. And bringing it back for the first hit up is Jack DeBellin. DeBellin charges back into the fray, runs into Simi Sasaki, and Stavelio Tamale comes in for an early carry. He's got his hands on the ball. That's his first run in NRL football. Now Frank Molo winds up. He wants to find his front for a quick play the ball. Little on the back of that. He takes a scurry out of dummy half. He gets past Strange and up to the halfway line. A good, strong first set here so far from the Dragons. Sloan to dummy half. He goes to DeBellin. DeBellin out to Leilua and will be tackled 40 metres out from the Raiders line on tackle 5. It'll come to Ben Hunt for the kick. He's under some pressure from Fogarty. And charging through, here comes Lomax. Lomax has got it around the corner. Tommy Eisenhower, Tommy Eisenhower scores the first set of the game, and the Dragons are in. Right! Zach Lomax, you superstar. Well, there's another guy who might be playing his last game for the Dragons, scoring that try. Tommy Eisenhuth, without a contract for next year, goes across to score the first try of this game for the Raiders. And what a start. What a first set. The pass around the corner from Lomax. His aerial ability is unmatched by anybody in the NRL. And a fantastic start for the Dragons. Tommy Eisenhuth, he dots down beside the post. It's 4-0. Kick to come on the Complete Warehouse Solution scoreboard. Woo! Just 2 minutes into this game. You're not going to get too many better starts than that. Zach Lomax with a pretty easy conversion attempt. Well, the kick from beside the post. 4-0. He's kicking to about 79% this year. Been very good with the hoof. Well, he slips over as he comes in. Still knocks it between the sticks. And the Dragons lead 6-0 on the Complete Warehouse Solution scoreboard. 3 minutes in. The Raiders haven't touched the ball yet. Doesn't get too much better. Well, now we'll get a second use of the footy. KO Weeks, he would have been not expecting to be kicking off again so soon. And he gets it underway, and once again down to King Togia, who hands it off to Jack DeBellin. The Dragons reload, will look to do the same again in this set. King Togia looks infield, goes to Moses Sully, back from injury today. His first run, he's got that left knee heavily strapped. Up to his feet and plays the ball, Frank Molo. Skips up towards the defensive line, chopped down low by Levi. Now to Jaden Sewer, his first run of this game. Stands, thinks about an offload, gets up, quick play the ball. Horsburgh can't get him down. Goes across to DeBellin, out the back to King Togia. Now Leilua, he's up over the halfway line before he's put down on tackle 5. Another pretty good set after points. The Dragons are rolling. Ben Hunt from the centre of halfway. Boots it down. And that one's going to be taken comfortably by Hopewadi, and the Raiders Well, it's about 3.5 minutes into this game before they finally get their first touch of the ball. And now they get their chance to test out the Dragons' defence as Weeks runs into King Togia. Well, Chad Jones wants to make mention of the told you so in regard to Dragons missing finals. I'll say, well, fuck Chad Jones. I couldn't give a shit. Who cares if he was right? He's a fucking wanker. All right, now they come towards the middle with Joseph Tarpany flicking that one out and knocked on by the Raiders. Tamale picked it up and wanted to counter-attack straight away, but knocked on both ways. I don't know why people want to. I don't know why Dragons fans want to brag about being right about the Dragons sucking. That's not something to brag about. I'd rather be wrong and support the team than be right and be kicking the team in the guts. All those people out there that want to bag my mate Blake Laurie, fuck you all too. Go blocker. Spenny Hunt. Turns that one underneath to Frankie Molo. Can't wait for Blocker to get out onto the field here today as Jack DeBellin goes to King Togia, fires it out to Moses. Sully gets to the outside there of Timoko, who cuts him down around the ankles. But now a quick play the ball. The Dragons come towards the middle with Eisenhuth, and the attack comes to a halt right there. So Eisenhuth on the tram line. They come now towards the middle with DeBellin. DeBellin to Hunt, kicking across to an unmarked Lomax. They need a bounce. Zach Lomax flicks that into Finai. He's tackled. It's not the last. Well, there was another bit of remarkable rugby league from Zach Lomax. It's tackle one as Jaden Sewer's put down. They're about 3 or 4 metres out. Little goes open side to Molo. Molo is put down in the tackle there of Young. He'll play it back to Little at dummy half. Little goes out the back to Hunt. Hunt's got Eisenhuth, who again just he drops the ball in that tackle. Tommy Eisenhuth. It's just, why are you giving him the ball inside the bloody 20? I know he scored the first try, but every time he gets the ball, it's anything good we're doing in attack, just that's the end of it. Yep. Just loses the ball there in that tackle and hands over possession to the Raiders. Luke said he's with Chad Jones right now. He's having a good old laugh at your Mad Dragon. Reckons they won't make finals for at least another decade. Well, he can still suck my nuts. I don't care if he's right. I'm still going to support the Dragons, and I'm going to think they're going to win every single week. I think they're going to win it today. I think they're going to win every game for the next 100 years. They're never going to lose again, Chad. And I'll probably be wrong, but I don't care. I'm going to support the team either way. Now it's with Tarpany, taking it up towards the 40-metre line. He's put down by Jaden Sewer. Papali'i watches on the sideline. The kick from Strange. He chases through. It's allowed to bounce by Tyrell Sloan. Zach Lomax, luckily, is able to get back and clean it up. Well, he was on his heels there, Tyrell Sloan, out of position and couldn't get forward to take it on the full. That was a dangerous situation for the Dragons. Luckily, once again, Zach Lomax is able to clean it up for us. There's now Tamale. Looks to bounce away from the tackle of Timoko. There's another defender down low as Lomax. He's had a great start to this game. Stands in the tackle, had the arm free. Thought about popping it out to Little, but just takes the tackle inside our 30 and earns his side a penalty. Well, isn't Zach Lomax having an absolute blinder? He sets up the first try. He gave us a chance earlier, and now he earns the side a penalty. He couldn't have had a better start. 8 minutes gone. The Dragons leading 6 points to 0 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. And this first tackle will be inside the Raiders' half as Sully takes it all the way up towards the 40-metre line before he's put down. Little now at dummy half goes to King Togia. Underneath the Francis Molo, another ruck infringement penalty. Set restart for the Dragons. Molo will play it back to Little. Little goes to DeBellin. DeBellin looks to punch in behind the ruck. He's chopped down by Levi. We'll play it now back to Jacob Little. Little goes to Eisenhuth. Eisenhuth steps off the left. Levi around the bootlaces. 3 tackles gone. We're inside the 20. Little out of dummy half. He flicks it. Dummy's a flick pass there and still going. Jacob Little. Did he reach out and get that down? No, he did. Jacob Little has reached out and got the ball to the ground and scored a remarkable try to put the Dragons up 10-0, kick to come on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Well, Jacob Little didn't look like there was much doing. Dummy's a flick pass to Ben Hunt and just carries Denny Levi, Kyo Weeks. They weren't good enough to stop him. He could see the line. He had his arm free. This angle will show it perfectly. Reaches out. Ball down. Try, Dragons. Well, that'll be try confirmed. And what an opening 10 minutes for the Dragons. Little gets the second after Tommy Eisenhuth scored the first. It's 10-0 kick to come. Well, pretty simple conversion attempt for Lomax. Just through that first 10 minutes, the Dragons, traditionally slow starters. I think the stat is they're the worst team in the entire competition in the opening 20 minutes of games. Of course, we haven't quite got through that period yet, but the opening 10's been pretty good as Zach Lomax pilots that one between the sticks. And it's 12 points to 0 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. 11 minutes gone. Let's go around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions. In the NRLW game earlier today, the Raiders ran out 38-34 winners. The other NRLW game went the way of the Cowboys, 24-22. The elimination final in the New South Wales Cup went to the Panthers, 24 points to 12, and the Warriors' season comes to an end, 5 tries to 2 in that one to the Panthers to keep their season alive. As we're back underway here, kick goes down to Damale, and he wants to carry back. Brings it towards the middle of the park, runs into Sasagi, along with 3 other Raiders. DeBellin with the second carry of the set. Now with Molo. Molo goes to Hunt. He tips it on to Seward. Seward chopped down low by Strange. Quick play the ball. Jacob Little says, let's play. He dummies, goes Little into the backfield. He's got Tyrell Sloan inside. He takes on Weeks. He's not going to be quick enough to outpace Weeks. I don't know what he was thinking, but didn't give the ball to Sloan. Sloan gets in the dummy half. Goes across field to King Togia. Now to Leilua. To Ben Hunt. Hunt puts a little kick in behind. Bobbles around. Grounded by Young. Jaden Stewart's claiming the try. The referee's going to point to the spot and say try to Jaden Stewart. And the Dragons are in again. Well, what a start for the Dragons. That was all on the back of a quick play the ball from Jaden Stewart. And Jacob Little out of dummy half. Splits them through the middle. Morgan Smithies couldn't close the gap. He decides to take on Kyo Weeks. I don't think he was ever going to have the pace to do that, but it was the next play. They go wide. They get the ball in the hands of Ben Hunt. A kick ricochets off Horsburgh. Sewer claims the try. We'll have to watch this from a different angle to see if this is confirmed for Sewer. Reaches out. He gets to it first. Jaden Stewart just gets underneath Hudson Young and grounds the ball. We wait for the try confirmed. There it is. Try confirmed. 16-0. Kick to come. And it's all the forward scoring. Little Eisenhuth, and now Jaden Sewer with his 9th try of season 2024. And Zach Lomax, well, he's loving the forward scoring tries because the conversion attempts have been nice and simple. Jesse Godfrey says, where was this last week? Don Williams says, where the fuck was this last week? There's plenty of people going to be asking that question. Is Zach Lomax, he wants to get the long studs on. He's slipping over a couple of times, but he does knock another one through. It's 18 points to 0 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Just 13 minutes gone. We go around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions in the New South Wales Women's Premiership. The Wentworthville Magpies come from behind to beat the Newcastle Knights 28 points to 24. And in the game that's currently going on, the St. George Dragons up against the West Tigers. It's the West Tigers leading 14-4 with about 10 minutes left in that game. So still a chance for the Dragons to come back and beat the Tigers in that one, but behind at the moment. As we're back live with Jack DeBellin, taking that one up. Now coming back in behind the ruck goes Moses Sully, bumping away from the first attempted tackle. Put down on 2. Now Eisenhuth to Frankie Molo. Molo's first stint, it usually lasts about somewhere between 15 and 18 minutes, so he doesn't have too much longer left on the park, although with tries running, he might go closer to that 20-minute mark. As Little again takes a step out of dummy half. They tip on play out to Sewer. Sewer bounces out of the first attempted tackle, tries to bump off Strange, and he's put down inside the Raiders half on tackle 5. It comes to Hunt. He's going to bomb the ball. Zach Lomax again charging through. He's not going to get to Weeks, though. Weeks takes it on the full, looks to explode through and find a little hole, but slips over, and Eisenhuth completes the tackle. So the Raiders, they haven't had a lot of the ball in this opening 14 minutes. As Hopewadi takes that one into Jack DeBellin and Molo. Now Savage. He looks to go in behind the ruck and trying to use his speed and agility, but the middle forwards up to the task. Now they get up on Timoko, who was flung down by Tommy Eisenhuth, though quick play the ball. And on the back of that, it goes to Smithy. Smithy's to Horsburgh. He tips it on to Young. Young into the backfield with Sloan to beat. He fends away from Sloan, and Lomax comes from behind to make the tackle. We're short out to that left-hand side. A grubber in behind. Leilua can't get back to it. Levi gets to it and grounds it in the field of play. And the Raiders score there first. Well, this could be an absolute shootout because both teams want to attack and neither team really wants to defend. Well, we see the Raiders there. It's a short interchange of passes between the forwards. Sees them go through. Young gets chopped down. Lomax again coming from behind. They get the numbers out to the right with a little grubber in behind. Danny Levi gets to it before Luciano Leilua. He couldn't tap it dead. And a nice bit of work here from Levi to be able to ground it before he gets over the dead ball line. And the Raiders get there first. Right to Denny Levi. And Raiders on the board. We kept the Don Williams comment up there for a bit longer than I intended to. I wasn't really paying too much attention. And Mohammed Dib saying no pressure. That's why. The Dragons have failed under pressure just about every time this year. And Michael says typical Dragons show up when it's too late. Well, there's still a long way to go in this game. It's been a good start. It's been a very good start, but a long way to go. I certainly wouldn't be counting as home just yet as Kaio Weeks from right in front. Should make it 18 points to 6. 16 minutes into this game. 4 tries in the opening 16 minutes. 24 points in the opening 16 minutes. So an absolute shootout so far. On the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. So Dragons leading 18-6. They look to once again set the tone with their defence here. And make sure the Raiders don't get on any sort of roll as Lomax kicks it deep, right down to the try line, taken by Savage, and he hands it off to Tarpany. He's met by Luciano Leilua over the top, and down low, Jack DeBellin. Moses Sully gets in there late, and Tarpany's pointing at Jack DeBellin and claiming a hip drop tackle from DeBellin. He's got plenty of chat, Tarpany. And referee Wyatt Raymond wants to have a look at the tape. Well, again, I don't know what a hip drop is, but he's making a tackle from behind. Yes, he makes contact with the back of the leg. I don't know that there's any intention in that. You're just trying to make a tackle on a bloke bringing it back. But it is ruled as a hip drop, and Jack DeBellin will find himself on report. And the Raiders come down into an attacking territory and a chance to go bang, bang and get themselves right back into this game. Smithy's put down right in the centre of the park. Horsburgh, the big red, takes it up to the 40-metre line, trying to back further upfield as Levi goes to Sasagi. Sasagi bounces away from Eisenhuth. Luciano Leilua tackles him down low, but a quick play the ball. Horsburgh now to Tarpany. Tarpany, he looks to pull through the tackle of Leilua. Eisenhuth's in there as well, but they can't get him to ground. A quick play the ball, and again it goes out the back now to Strange. Strange, well, I think Young sort of got in his way. He tangles with Ben Hunt, and eventually he's put down on tackle 5. He'll be told to play the ball. Levi looks short side, goes open. Fogarty, it's off the legs of DeBellin. DeBellin saying he didn't play at it. The referee seems to agree. It comes back to Horsburgh. Horsburgh going across field. He flings that around the corner to Young. He looks to kick into the face there of Feeney and then knocks it on, and that will hand it over. Well, a pretty poor last play there from the Raiders. Jack DeBellin did well not to play at it. It looks like Toby Couchman coming out onto the field because Ryan Couchman injured today. So only the one Couchman brother, which makes it a little bit easier on the commentators. Also only one Feeney twin. So, again, a little easier for me. That's Savelio Tamale. Takes it up and gets the offload away back to Moses Sully. Sully's able to pick up some extra metres based on the second phase play created by Tamale, who's had a solid start in his NRL debut. Frankie Molo. He has what might be his last carry of his first stint, as he'll be starting to look to the sidelines, or it looks like Couchman's out there for Eisenhuth. Now, Eisenhuth is the man that's gone off the field. It is 18 points to 6 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. The Dragons leading the Raiders. On tackle 5, and Jacob Little tries to milk a penalty. Now he's going to have to kick it. Dribbles it in behind for Tyrell Sloan. He puts a second kick on it. Hopewadi's getting back there. It's still there if they can score a try. Like on Kentucky. Do it, and the Dragons are in. Well, that is a miracle try. That is heads up footy from the Dragons. Like King Togia gets his first try in the NRL. He showed composure to get to that one. And the Dragons in again. Jacob Little, a clever little kick for Tyrell Sloan. Sloan puts a second kick on it. Hopewadi makes an absolute meal of it. And like King Togia plants it just inside the dead ball line. We'll have another look at it, just to make sure he grounds this cleanly. King Togia trots through, waits for the bounce, guides it down beautifully, doesn't touch the dead ball line. Try confirmed, like King Togia is an NRL try scorer. Guy says, hip drop is how I pick up girls on the dance floor. Interesting technique. I'd love to see it someday, Guy. Best of luck to you. I'm sure you have plenty of luck with the ladies. You're a funny guy, that's for sure. So ladies love a good personality. There's the conversion attempt there from Zach Lomax. He knocked it over. and the Dragons lead 24 points to 6. We're just 20 minutes into this game. It's on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard, 24-6 the scoreline. And, continue the around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions. In the New South Wales Women's Premiership game, the Steelers leading the Rabbitohs 12 points to 0. Kim Hunt and Carla Cowan, some early tries there in that one. The Jersey Flegg game, I think this is the elimination final between the Sharks and the Knights. The Sharks leading that one 10-0. And in the other Harvey Norman Women's Premiership game, the Manly Sea Eagles leading the Bulldogs 6-4. As we're back underway with Jack DeBellin, bringing this one back for the Dragons. And getting his hand trapped in there, Simi Sasagi gets away with it as Tamale has another carry, tries to back up a little bit further in the tackle under the attention there of Smithies. As Couchman goes out the back, it goes to Sloan. Sloan out to Finai dances there with the sideline as he goes across field before he's put down. Lomax keeps him in the field of play. Another good charge from Jaden Sewer, who's had a strong start to this game. Josh Papali'i's on the sideline ready to come on. Frankie Molo, he's still out there. He's had a good long stint. Plays the ball on 5, and it goes to Ben Hunt. Hunt is going to go to the skies. Zach Lomax chasing through again, and the kick too deep. Taken in the in-goal, 7 tackle set. Hopewadi charges back to the 20-metre line. And Ben Hunt rips that one free. And straight away, the Dragons look to counter-attack. It goes across to Lomax. Lomax kicking. He gets the ball back. I don't know how, but he does. That was a silly play from Lomax, but we get the ball. We've still got it, and we're still on the attack. Jaden Sewer. Sewer with the ball out, flicks it out to Lomax. Lomax, he thinks about kicking again. This time he decides to dance with Strange before being chopped out. It goes across now to Couchman. Toby Couchman looks to go between defenders. Sasagi makes the tackle, but he's on his knees, wants a quick play the ball. Gets it back to Little. Little goes to Hunt. Hunt to Frankie Molo. Molo wants to power over it. He's trapped and kept short of the try line. Little goes short side. Leilua, dummies, goes. Looks to reach out, can't get it down. Tackle 5. Moses Sully to dummy half. Goes across to King Togia. King Togia is going to put the bomb up towards Lomax. Lomax will jump and knock it on. So that'll be a handover. Raiders ball. Oh. Nate says the ladies love a hip dropper. Like on King Togia scoring a try. We are loving it. And Guy says 70 plus, boys, I'm telling you. Well, we need to win by 80, I think, to really give ourselves a chance of making finals. It's been a good solid start. There's now the Raiders bring it up towards the halfway line. Couchman and Molo. Well, he tried to play that too quickly and he's lost the ball. Timiko's going to argue with the referee that Frankie Molo was still holding on to him, but he's thrown it down onto the leg of Molo. I don't think this is a challenge they can win. I don't think I can determine when the held call is made. Molo's certainly got a hand on the ball there, so they may win the challenge. He did have his hand on the ball after the held call, and it is challenge successful. So it'll be a penalty to the Raiders. He probably would have dropped it anyway because he was trying to play it when he wasn't entitled to. Molo did have his hand on the ball, picked up by the video ref. You want to tap and go, and the Raiders come towards the middle, out onto the field, Alta Maliota with his first carry. We're trying to go straight between defenders there, Simi Sasagi. He's put down. Now at a dummy half goes Levi. Good tackle from Jacob Little down low. Defence tested again. We lead 24-6 on the complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard as Mariota has another charge towards the line. He's chopped down mercilessly there by Sewer. Levi goes to Papali'i. He looks to reach out towards the line, but it's Blake Laurie and DeBellin that make the tackle. Levi goes across to Fogarty, now to Timoko. Timoko gets the pass out and they'll score in the corner with Xavier Savage. Well, they just couldn't hold their wit there. There was not enough trust on the inside from Savelio Tamale, and Savage scores out wide. Pretty simple try. The Dragons had the numbers. Sully had it covered. But Tamale just didn't trust his centre to make the tackle. Stayed infield too far. Savage, a good quality finisher. And the Raiders are in. Try confirmed fairly quickly. And Tamale, well, a very good attacking player. The question mark has been on his defence. Just didn't make good enough first contact there on Savage. Certainly plenty of wingers have missed defensive assignments in similar situations for the Dragons as Nath, well, we've gone cold on Tamale all of a sudden. Cold tamale, not very tasty. We prefer a hot tamale. Kyle Weeks with the conversion attempt from the sideline. Well, the fact that the Dragons have been going up in sixes mean the Raiders need to as well. Really keep the pressure on the Dragons. Plenty of time left in what's been an entertaining contest so far. Weeks from out wide, moves in, strikes it pretty nicely. It's just fading, though, towards the right-hand side, and he's waved away. 24 points to 10, 13 and a half minutes left until half-time. Once again, we go around the grounds courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions, repeating in the NRLW earlier today, the Raiders beating the Dragons 38-34 and the Cowboys 24-22 winners over the West Tigers. The elimination final in New South Wales Cup saw the Panthers 24-12 winners over the Warriors. And the qualifying final in Jersey Flegg, the Bulldogs 32-6 winners over the Panthers. We're back underway here. It's a kick return from Josh Papali'i. Runs into Tamale and Sully. Now Savage, the ball is savagely knocked free and a great tackle. Now the pass comes across to Couchman. Couchman in the middle of the field will stand in the tackle. Can't get an offload away, but an opportunity for the Dragons to strike straight back. Jacob Little goes across to Blake Laurie. Laurie backing towards the 20-metre line. He's put down onto his back. Hudson Young slows to play the ball down. Now to Bellin, steps past Mariota. Hudson Young closes the gap on the inside. And there's going to be a penalty for a high shot here to the Dragons against Young. Up by 14, the Dragons are going to tap and keep the pressure on. Goes to Couchman. Couchman, he's put down, centre field, 5 out from the Raiders line. A full set up our sleeve. Goes to King Togia, out the back to Hunt. Goes to Sewer. Sewer slips before he starts going again. That takes a bit of the momentum out of that little attack and a slow play the ball as well. A bit proppy on that ankle. Underneath the Blake Laurie. Laurie goes straight over the top of Strange. I think he got his head in the wrong spot there, Strange. Now to Hunt. Hunt goes out to King Togia. Straight away to Leilua. Short ball around the corner pass. They'll go back and clean it up with Leilua. He fires a long pass back towards the middle on the bounce. It's taken by Little, who knocks it on. Ben Hunt wants to blame Luciano Leilua. But Ben Hunt always wants to blame somebody else for his mistakes. He's the one that fell over. The pass was on. He just seems like a shit teammate to me, Van Hunt, the way that he looks and shakes his head and always just such a cockhead. Anyway, the Raiders now with Levi getting out of dummy half. He runs into King Togia, makes the tackle, gets some assistance from Sully and also DeBellin. Now Sasagi. He's put down by Couchman and Little. On tackle 5. Goes to Fogarty. Fogarty bombs now towards Tyrell Sloan. Sloan gets up, takes it beautifully. Tyrell Sloan takes it nicely. And now Tamale. We get inside the final 10 minutes of this opening half. It's Moses Sully back in behind the ruck, runs at Fogarty. Jack DeBellin gets a well-earned breather, a good half-hour stint. Toby Couchman spins out of the first attempted tackle, and he's put down in the centre of the field. On tackle 4. Now with Laurie, goes out to Hunt. Hunt goes to Sloan. Sloan to Feeney. Now it goes to Lomax. Lomax going towards the sideline. Hopewadi got hold of him and took him all the way over the sideline and almost over the fence. Zach Lomax isn't too happy about it. Wanted to get into a bit of a push and shove, but he's done. And he's done with that. Let's get on with the game. He's gone over into touch. And a good bit of defensive work there from the Raiders. For the Raiders, they'll get the ball from the play of the ball. Just a hand over. Papali'i plays the ball. Timoko back in behind the ruck. Leilua was caught. He's lurking maybe a little bit lazily there at second marker. He drops off the tackle and Timoko just carries Blake Laurie and Toby Couchman an extra 15 metres. Laurie couldn't get the marker in time. Levi out of dummy half. He's chopped down by Tommy Eisenhuth. The Raiders, they're on the front foot. It goes to Smithy. Smithy tips it on to Papali'i. He stands in the tackle and will be forced to play it on 4, a couple of metres out from the Dragons' line. It goes across to Fogarty. Fogarty inside to Smithies. Well, that's a real settler. A bit of a wasted play there from the Raiders. They're looking to set up for the kick. Oh, they've got a repeat set. And now trying to crack over Smithies, and he drops the ball. And it's Toby Couchman that stood in front of him and forces the error. Hudson Young it is that comes up with the mistake. And the Dragons, they hold on. 24-10 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Dragons in front. Got about 8.5 left in this first half. A fantastically entertaining opening 40. Now Savelio Tamale. Tamale is swung around by Timoko and thrown to the ground. It's Moses Sully at the next carry, runs into Mariota. And also Papali'i and drops the ball and ruled as a penalty. Papali'i with his hand on the footy, forced it loose. Might have been a bit of use of the leg or the knee to knock that one out of the grasp. So Sully taps and goes. Will start inside the Raiders' half. A chance to extend this 14-point lead. Just before half-time, it goes to King Togia. A try scorer in the first half underneath the Blake Laurie. Laurie's put down. Plays it back now to Little. Now Eisenhuth goes to Hunt. Short ball. Jaden Sewer still going. Sewer. He gets up. He tries to go again. Young comes across and puts him down. Completes the tackle. Little goes down a short side. Goes to Hunt. Inside to Sloan. Sloan. He bounces out of the tackle. But runs into Jacob Little and might have caught the hip there of Little. Slow to his feet and a penalty. So it wasn't. It was pressure on the back of the head from Hudson Young. Young is complaining about the call. And it'll be a penalty to the Dragons. 7 minutes until half-time. So the crusher tackle. Now it goes to Couchman. Couchman standing in the tackle. Will be put down 5 metres out from the Raiders line. Another set of 6 is coming. Hunt goes to Laurie. Laurie, you'll find his front there in the tackle of Sasagi and Fogarty. Plays it back to Little. Little goes across, goes to King Togia. Now to Hunt. Hunt gets the pass out the back to Sloan. Sloan comes back infield. I'm not sure about the obstruction here of Matty Feeney. But probably a good thing that he didn't slice through was Jaden Sewer. Sewer chopped down by Mariota. Good tackle down low. On tackle 4. It'll now come to Couchman, to King Togia. Out the back to Leilua. The Raiders have got the numbers. Luciano thought about forcing the pass to Male. Tackle 5. He'll get the pass across to Ben Hunt. Hunt goes to the line, dribbles one in behind. A good kick. And that'll be forced over the dead ball line by Kyo Weeks. And the Dragons should get the ball back from the goal line drop out. A clever little kick from Ben Hunt. Bit of heads up footy. That's quite often you see him going through the motions with his kicking game. But that was a really clever kick. Savelio Tamale chasing through, couldn't get to it. And Weeks forced to kick it dead. So you'd imagine this will be a short goal line dropout, 5.5 till half time. The Raiders' fatigue will be really starting to set in. They'll do well to hold on. They do go long with the goal line dropout. Down to King Togia, and he sends Blake Laurie charging back at them. Laurie into Smithies. Great contact. And a good charge from Blocker. He plays it back to Little. He goes now to Eisenhuth. Eisenhuth goes into Mariota. And we're inside the 20. Quick play the ball from Eisenhuth. It's with Hunt. He goes out to King Togia. He goes to Sloan. Sloan again, it breaks down with the decoy run of Matty Feeney. He did seem to go through the line there, but there wasn't too much doing. Hunt, they come back towards the middle. It goes through Laurie to Little to King Togia to Sully. Sully goes over the top of Denny Levi, standing in the tackle, says, I dare you to put me down. He shrugs away from Smithies. The pass to Eisenhuth. Hunt tries to take them on, flicks the pass out, and it ends up straight in the hands of Albert Hopewade. And the Raiders come away with the ball. Well, Hunt attacked the line there. He knew there was space out wide if he could get the ball out there, but just didn't find the mark with his pass. I wonder if anybody else in the team is giving him the same dirty look he gives to anybody else who dares to try something and come up with an error. So now the Raiders 40 metres out from their own line on tackle 4 as Smithies runs into Leilua. Laurie in the tackle along with Little. On tackle 5, they'll get to their kick. And Fogarty's just going to bomb away down towards... Well, it looks like Zach Lomax has gone back to fullback. I'm not sure if something's happened to Tyrell Sloan, but Lomax back there in the fullback position. Savelio Tamale standing in that tackle. Des Hanneman says, can you put the focus on the TV? I can't. That would be a breach of copyright. And I'd have the page shut down. So unfortunately, you've just got to watch me for NRL games. I can't show the footage on the screen, unfortunately, Des. So you've just got my beautiful features, you know. So now the Dragons on tackle 5. It goes to Ben Hunt for the kick. Zach Lomax is charging through the middle. I don't think he's going to get there in time, and that one just about 20 centimetres from being in the in-goal area. Kyo Weeks, he gets his rat's tail pulled a little bit there by Zach Lomax. But gets back in the field of play. That's the main thing from a Raiders point of view. It's a tackle made now on Savage by Laurie. Hopewade runs into Couchman and Little. 2.5 minutes till half time. It goes to Strange. They look to move it wide. Goes out to Young. Young bounces away from Hunt. Matt Feeney has hold of Young and puts him down to the deck. It looked like he was about to miss a tackle, but he just held on. Papali'i dummies to the outside. Little makes the tackle down low. I'm sure once again he's made plenty in this first half. And from inside the 40, Fogarty A bit of a torpedo. Goes down. Sloan has gone back to fullback now. Takes that one on the run. And charges back. So the last 2 minutes of this half, the Dragons will start with the first tackle 40 metres out from their own line. So not bad field position as Lomax around the corner to Tamale. Tamale's up to the 40-metre line. He gets an offload back to Eisenhuth. Eisenhuth has Sloan standing in his way, so just almost has to submit in the tackle. Jacob Little dummy half. He goes to Moses Sully. Sully's up towards the 30-metre line before he's put down. The Dragons are on the front foot looking to finish with a flurry. Laurie goes to Hunt. To Sloan, out to Feeney. Feeney, he looks to go through Strange. Strange just holds on along with Sebastian Chris. Plays it back to Lomax. Lomax goes to Sewer. Sewer just trots towards the middle of the field on 5. They're 5 metres out from the Raiders line. Here it is, the last play. Sloan puts a little dribble in behind. Fogarty, I think he knocked that on, Jamal Fogarty. And the referee says he's happy with the pickup from Fogarty, and he's got back in the field of play. So it looks like 24 points to 10 will be the halftime score, failing some sort of catastrophic error or trick shot here from the Raiders. And Xavier Savage claiming he had some pressure on the back of the neck there. Told that he took the markers out of play instead and has to go back and have another go at playing the ball. Opawade put down. Starling out onto the field, gets out of dummy half. Gets the ball to Timoko. Now they come to Fogarty. Fogarty goes to Strange. Strange, it looks like they are going to try and fire a shot. He just takes on the line, Strange, and he's put down by Sewer. And he's clutching at a lower leg injury here. Ethan Strange, slow to his feet. The referee stopped the clock with 19 seconds left until half time. Well, now I'll have a look to see if there's anything untoward in the tackle. Tommy Eisenhuth comes. No problem with the tackle, just an unfortunate accident as the kick in the last 10 seconds goes down to Tyrell Sloan. You don't need to do anything fancy. Just take the tackle. Let's go to halftime. We're up 24-10, and that'll do for the opening 40 minutes. The Dragons, well, they started with an absolute flurry in this game. They led 18-0 after 13 minutes. The Raiders tried to work their way back into the game. They scored a try, and we responded. And, 24 points to 10 at halftime. We'll bring in the NRL referee experts. How's Wyatt Raymond going, mate?
I reckon he's doing good. He's just giving us all the opportunities and all that. I can't say much. I don't know what else to say. We're fucking on fire today.
Yeah, no, he's doing good, doing pretty well so far. The referee. Now that we've praised him at half time, what do you reckon? He's guaranteed to fuck up the second half.
Oh, maybe, but we'll just have to wait and see. I thought Canberra Raiders would have lost their captain's challenge, but they managed to hold it because it was a strip by Michael Molo in the tackle.
Frank Molo, but yeah.
Frank Molo, sorry.
He just had the hand on the ball and he just wouldn't let go of the ball. It's just silly stuff. You can't really get away with it. Watching it live, I thought he just dropped it, but certainly on the replay, it clearly showed the hand on the ball. Johnny Burke says, "Great work, Donny. Better calling than Triple M Sydney." I'll accept that compliment. Thank you very much. It's been good fun so far. So the Dragons leading 24 points to 10. Liam, who are the players that have impressed you?
I'm gonna have to go Jack Liddell. He's right. The speed out of the ruck is really good. Then maybe Tyrell Sloan and then in Kintogia with his first try in his fourth game for the Dragons.
Yeah, he's been. I totally agree. Jacob Little's been fantastic. I think Jaden Sewers had a really good first half. Jack DeBellin again enormous. Moses Sully back from injury, and he hasn't missed a beat. I think he's been really powerful and hard to handle. What about the debutant, the young bloke, Savelio Tamale?
I think he's really good. It's a shame that we're letting him go to the opposition next year.
It's certainly a good, solid first half from him. He hasn't. He let me down. He didn't score the first try of the game, so that's disappointing. But otherwise, pretty good.
I was surprised to see that Tom Eisenhuth scored the first try. I never expected him to.
Well, I mean, you said Zach Lomax, and really that was Zach Lomax's try. He was the reason why we scored. It was fantastic from Lomax, that's for sure. So you weren't far wrong, mate. You were probably closer than I was.
Ron
Williams says, shows how much we missed Jacob Little last week. So
definitely.
John Muller.
I don't know if your man's going to go well today, Donny. I haven't seen Blake Laurie much of the action today.
Well, you haven't been watching, mate. He's had 5 or 6 carries since he got out there. He's only been out there 17 minutes, 5 carries, 49 metres. He's going all right. He had a great kick return from the goal line dropout. Now that was an absolute beauty. Also 11 tackles without a miss, mate. So maybe you need to watch a bit closer because he's done all right.
Maybe I might have to. But I still got a feeling that he's going to leave us next year.
I hope not, mate. I really hope not. So no Connor Mollison, no Ray Fatala-Mariner. How are they going to be injected into this game?
I hate to say it, but if an injury occurs to Jacob Liddell, then Connor Mulhausen might come on. But otherwise, I don't see Mulhausen coming on. And I couldn't catch the other play that you said that we haven't injected yet.
Ray Fatala-Mariner.
Yeah, that's a tough one. We're going to have to wait and see what Coach Flano does.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the way Jacob Little's going, unless he starts to show some real signs of fatigue, I certainly wouldn't be bringing him off. He's been sensational. It's been really good from him so far. I've been watching the Mad Dragons podcast group chat of what's been. Has there been anything interesting that's been said in the group chat, Liam?
No, not really. He was just sent a video of the. I'm just having a look now.
All right. Well, this is
and then
great viewing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Where'd your video go? You're gone. Everyone wants to see your beautiful face, Liam. You should never close your camera down. You're a beautiful young man, and people want to see you.
So all that Jesse just sent was the video of in Kintogia's first try. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what's been your favourite try so far? Lycon King-Togia, Jacob Little's try, Jaden Sewer, Tommy Eisenhuth. What's been your favourite try of the 4 the Dragons scored there in that first half?
I'm going to have to go with the LKT. His first game for the club, first try. I reckon that's a good try so far.
Yeah, well, it was the lead up to it was pretty brilliant as well. Like Jacob Little tried to milk a penalty with one of the Raiders players lying in the ruck, and it was last tackle. He couldn't get the ball to Hunt, so he was sort of forced to put a kick through, and just a little grubber through for Tyrell Sloan, and Sloan just put a second kick on it. Hopawade made a meal of it, and King-Togia, he showed a lot of composure to just wait for the right bounce before grounding it just before the dead ball line.
Well, I've got a gut feeling for next year that King-Togia might be the first choice 5'8" ahead of Kyle Flanagan. That's my gut.
Yeah, well, I think I said 5 or 6 months ago that Lycon King-Togia would be the Dragons' number 6 within 12 to 18 months, ahead of Kyle Flanagan. I think I just think he offers more. He's not quite as good defensively, but he's better. He's better than Kyle Flanagan in attack. He creates more opportunities. So, yeah, I agree with you, mate. I don't know about from round one, but I think by the end of next year, he should certainly be our first choice number 6.
Yeah. Well, I've got a gut feeling that we might move Hunt into. Well, because if Hunt's going to be leaving us after next year, either retirement or we're going to move him on, I've got a gut feeling that Kyle Flanagan might be the number 7, like in Kentucky, and number 6 moving forward, till we get a really good half. That's my gut feeling, but I'm not sure what's going to happen.
I think Hunt will be the 7 all next year. He'll be the 7. He'll be the captain. I don't know whether he'll get an extension. I think he's just about be happy to retire at the end of 2025. I think next year might be his last year playing rugby league, and he'll give it away. But I think a lot of people, want to move him on. They want to get somebody else in. They want to sack him as captain. But I think he'll be the captain. He'll be the 7 all next year. But what happens after that? 12 months is a long way away, mate. We'll have plenty of discussions about what we do with the 7 jersey over the next 12 months, or over the next 6 months, the whole off season. I'm going to go and get a beer, so you keep everyone entertained for a little bit, mate.
All right. So, Dragons fans, post in the comments who you like to see who you guys like to see in the number 6 next year, Kyle Flanagan or like in Kentucky.
Well, you're not saying anything. You can't keep him entertained just by sitting there and looking pretty. You got to talk to the people, Liam.
I'm still new to this.
Well, that's your audition hosting, mate, and you failed.
I'm happy to be co-host, but hosting, no. I'm happy to be co-host.
Yeah, no, it's all good, mate. Chip 98. Chip says, like on King Togia should be our starting 6. Kyle Flanagan is an arse. I think that's a little harsh. That's a little harsh.
Johnny Burke put LKT.
What's that?
Johnny Burke said, like in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Dom says Shane won't move his son. Again, it's like I don't buy into this whole conspiracy theory of the nepotism of Shane Flanagan won't do anything that's going to disadvantage his son. Shane Flanagan wants a new contract. If the Dragons don't improve again next year, then pressure will start to come on Shane Flanagan. So he's got to do whatever he has to do to get himself get his side more wins. And if moving Kyle Flanagan is going to get his side more wins, and I think he will move his son. A lot of people saying, though, that he might actually promote his son to halfback, like you said, Liam.
Yeah.
Chip also says, like on King Togia reminds him of Catherine Luai. He does correct himself and say Jerome Luai, so I'm not sure how Jerome auto-corrects to Catherine. That's a new one. But that maybe that's what we should call Luai next year. He's going to the Tigers. He's no longer Jerome. He's now Catherine.
like what we all did to Aaron Woods. We call him Sharon Woods.
Yeah, I know. There's lots of people love doing that. I don't really like that, particularly in the week where he is retiring. I think that's when you show the guy some respect. I mean, he played like 20-odd state of origin games. He played a dozen or so times for Australia. I mean, this is a guy that had a fantastic career, probably achieved more than his ability should have allowed him to, and good on him for a fantastic career. I know he wasn't the most loved player when he was at the Dragons, but he certainly has had had a very good career, and best of luck to Aaron Woods from me. So I'm certainly not going to jump on the Sharon Woods bandwagon with you there, mate.
Fair enough. Some people called him Jesus because of his hair.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I'll never forget that celebration in State of Origin. We scored that try, and he came through and to jump on the back of everyone like the bloody Panthers players do every time they score a try, and he completely missed the pack and just went flying through the air. It was
That was bloody
hilarious.
funny,
Oh yeah, he's certainly a character, and now on radio, and I'm sure you'll hold that spot for a long time. Oh, Chips now saying the Dragons will make the 8 next year. He's calling it. Well, yeah, again, I'm not quite as confident as a lot of Dragons fans with what we've put together for next season. I think with losing Zach Lomax, I don't know. That's where a lot of our points come from is Ben Hunt and Zach Lomax. I think it puts a lot of pressure on to Tyrell Sloan to be the one guy that can create points for us. Val Holmes coming in, he's at the back end of his career. So is he going to be able to create as many points as a guy like Zach Lomax, Liam?
I don't know, Donnie. Maybe, but we'll just have to wait and see what Shane Flanagan has in store for Valentine Holmes, if he's going to be on the wing or in the centres for us. Or fullback, some people were tossing up for Valentine Holmes.
Yeah. Well, Johnny Burke wants to know who had the most run meters in the first half. Moses Sully with 134 ahead of Jacob Little. 5 runs for 110 metres for Jacob Little. What a first half from him. 107 metres from Jaden Sewer. 103 from Savelio Tamale, and 101 from Jack DeBellin. So at half time, it's at 5 players over 100 metres. I don't know if you look back at the stats last week, Liam. I don't know how many players we had over 100 metres last week.
Well, Donnie, I might leave you because we're about to begin the second half here in New South Wales time. So I'll let
certainly are.
And we'll talk after.
We will, absolutely. Johnny also asked about the top tacklers. Jacob Little has 22. Luciano Leilua has 20, but Leilua has also had 4 missed tackles in that first half. So he's the second most tackles, but also 4 missed. As we're back underway in the second half. And it's brought back by Papali'i. He runs in to the Dragons' defence to start this second 40. The Dragons leading 24 points to 10 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Jesse Godfrey says, can we stop the competition right now? We're currently sitting in 8th on the live ladder. Absolutely. Let's cancel the rest of the games. Award no points to anybody, and we are in 8th and playing finals. Mind you, probably still making up the numbers if we were playing finals by some miracle. So now the Raiders, they're up to the Dragons' 40-metre line. A big second half coming up. Can we hold on to this 14-point advantage? Strange goes to the line before he kicks straight down the throat of Tyrell Sloan. He tried to get back into the in-goal area, but the kick placement was perfect from Strange, so Sloan brings it back. Up over the 10-metre line before Matty Feeney has the second carry to get us up to the 20. Gary Douglas says Holmes can score points. He certainly can. How about Savelio Tamale there with the ball in hand? Over 100 running metres in his first half as an NRL player. That's pretty good going from the young fella. I know he had a bad miss defensively. As Little gets out of dummy half. Little goes through again. Tyrell Sloan looming up. There he is. Sloan flicks the pass out the back. Couldn't find a target. And it's dived upon by Tom Starling. Sloan shaking his head. knowing it wasn't the last and that the percentage play was for him to just take the tackle, a rush of blood from Tyrell Sloan. Sebastian Chris with a dead set try saver. That was a speculator from Sloan. He knows he shouldn't have done it. But you take the good with the bad with Tyrell Sloan. But another bit of brilliance from Jacob Little. How good has he been so far? Connor Mullison must be sitting there thinking, I'm not moving off the pioneer today, am I? Well, the Raiders have got the ball after they survive and they get to tackle 5. Jamal Fogarty puts the kick down towards Lomax, who he got tied in knots a little bit and ended up having to take that catch over his shoulder. Did get himself in an awkward position, but takes it well enough. As Finite takes the next carry. The Dragons are inside their own 20 as Tamale adds to his run meters. His work rate has been really good. He's got a couple of offloads. He picks up some more really nice meters, almost drops the ball in trying to play it. Brings it back in before getting it on. Oh, awkwardly twisted there, Moses Sully. Now with Couchman. Couchman gets absolutely squared away there by Josh Papali'i on tackle 5. And Hunt will bomb this down to the 20-metre line. Weeks perched underneath it. Gets down low and takes that one. Hunt's not happy with his own kick there and a penalty given away by the Dragons. Jacob Little's not happy with it. Well, the ruling is that Little gets involved in this tackle. Didn't stay outside 10. And hard to argue. He was definitely inside 10 metres. Jurban Sayag. I'm not sure how you say that. Sayag? I'll go with that. Jurban says the Dragons aren't winning a premiership until 10 years from now. Well, I don't know about that. I think premierships are certainly hard to win, hard to predict when they're going to be won. We've got some great young players coming through and building a nice side. Shane Flanagan, I think he'll have the side within a couple of years. Certainly contending for a premiership. I certainly won't be predicting one, but we've seen teams can go from where the Dragons are now to being genuine contenders pretty quickly. We're seeing at the moment with teams like the Bulldogs have built nicely. They've got themselves into a position when maybe they're not going to be a genuine threat this year, but certainly in the next couple of years, expect the Dogs to be a real threat. So Raiders now on tackle 5. 5 metres out from the Dragons' line as it goes to Weeks. Weeks dummies, runs in to King Togia. King Togia does really nicely defensively, just holds Weeks up, waits for the reinforcements to get across and keep him in the field of play. They'll hand it over on tackle 5. The Dragons to play the ball just a metre out from their own line. Who wants the tough carry now? Tamale takes the first one, and he's slow to his feet. Moses Sully takes the next one, but the Raiders are loading up here. Now Jaden Sewer, he's chopped down low by Sasagi. Slow to his feet as well. Fatala Mariner's out onto the field for his first minutes. That's his first carry, and they're up to the 20-metre line on tackle 4. Goes to Jaden Sewer, looking to give a little bit of space so we can be in some sort of position for a kick on the final play. But it's going to come from inside the 30 from Ben Hunt. He kicks it as deep as he can, but it's taken inside, just outside the 20 by Hopawade. He brings it back at Couchman, who makes the tackle, first tackle, just inside the 40-metre line for the Raiders. Chris out of dummy half runs into Laurie. Couchman again involved in that tackle. Now Young. Young runs into Eisenhuth and Little. They hold him up. Starling goes to Smithies. Smithies runs again into Couchman, who's been involved in just about every tackle in this set. Rips the ball free, plays the ball with Little out of position. Now Fogarty underneath to Mariota. Mariotta's chopped down low, gets the offload back to Starling. Fogarty fires it across to Chris. Feeney gets fended away. Lomax, he'll do a job to stop Opawati and won't. The Raiders score in the corner. Well, it was a bit of poor defence there from Matt Feeney, got shrugged away. And then Chris drew in Zach Lomax just far enough, gives Hopawade enough space to get over in the corner. Well, it all started with this offload here from Mariotta, but really should have been shut down right here by Matty Feeney. Gets fended away and just flicking that one out, Sebastian Chris. Lomax can't quite do enough to take Hopawade into touch. And once again, the question marks on the defence of Matt Feeney come to the fore. Lomax didn't quite have the speed here to get to Hopawade and couldn't take him into touch. A nice finish from the Raiders flanker. And they score the first try of the second half. This game is certainly a long way from done. Ten-point ball game, 24-14, kick to come on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Weeks from out wide. One waved away. That one, he strikes nicely, and down it goes. The raises the flags. The Raiders with first points of the second half. It is 24 points to 16 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions in the New South Wales Women's Premiership. The West Tigers beating the St. George Dragons 14 points to 4. And in the other Harvey Norman Women's Premiership game, the Illawarra Steelers, they lead the South Sydney Rabbitohs 28 points to 6. That tries to Kim Hunt, Carla Cowan, Jordan Preston, Shay Mullison, and Corey Shipton for the Steelers as we are back underway. Josh Papali'i running into Toby Couchman, whose tackle count is building by the second. Mariotta, he runs into Laurie. Makes good, solid first up contact along with Little and Sewer. Now Young, he targets Ben Hunt. Tries to bump away from him. Eisenhuth comes in to help his captain. Now Smithies struggling up over the 40-metre line. Jacob Little and Eisenhuth involved in the tackle. Now to Papali'i. Just takes it straight and hard. Fatala Mariner makes the tackle with Couchman. On tackle 5, it comes to Fogarty. They're just getting through their sets, completing their sets early in this second half are the Raiders. And it goes down to Lomax, who dances around on one spot, gets the pass away to Feeney. Feeney can't get to the outside. He had Tyrell Sloan sweeping around. If he had got the ball to Sloan, it might have been on. It might have been a chance down that short side, but takes the tackle. Lomax juggles and drops it. Well, he tried to catch up with it. He tried to reel it back in. He shakes his head. He apologises to his teammates, and the Raiders will go on the attack. Well, Lomax, he can't believe it. Neither can his teammates. Chance now for the Raiders to get right back in this game. But all the Dragons, they led 24 points to 6, 21 minutes into this game. Raiders have scored the last couple. And another great attacking opportunity as Chris takes on Ben Hunt. Hunt just lifts up the leg. Make sure he gets to the grass. Sewer and Laurie closing down as well. We're going through the middle with Hudson Young. Young standing in the tackle of Eisenhuth. Plays it back to Starling. Out of Papali'i. He runs into Laurie. Laurie hits him and holds him up. Eisenhuth gets in there to slow down the play of the ball. Starling with a pirouette. Goes to Strange. Strange looks to dance away from Sewer. Bounces away from Feeney. Drops the ball in the tackle of Ben Hunt. And Toby Couchman gets back, dives on the loose pill. And the Dragons, they hold on. And they'll be desperate for a completed set here. Well, the Dragons have got to start playing some football. It looks like they've gone right into their shell after half time. It's Fatala Mariner is picked up and put down by Strange. Fatala Mariner ruled to have taken Starling out at marker. He has to play the ball a second time as Sewer takes another carry for his side. Now to Blake Laurie. Laurie out the back to King Togia. Now with Sully. Sully bounces away from Fogarty. Chimiko. Now out of dummy half goes King Togia. Couchman. Couchman now standing in the tackle. Can't get the offload away. We'll play it on 5. It comes now to Ben Hunt, who's going to bomb away. Zach Lomax, do your best. He takes the catch and drops the ball. So another error added to the tally there for Zach Lomax, but a pretty average bomb from Ben Hunt. Not much that Lomax could do. We have another look at Moses Sully going straight over the top of Jamal Fogarty. Sully's been very strong. Guy's back. Good to have you back, Guy. Well, maybe the Dragons can start winning again now you're back. We missed you. And while you've been gone, the Raiders have closed up this margin to just 8 points. 24-16 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Dragons in front of the Raiders. Mariotta spun around and put down by Eisenhuth and Little. Now Horsburgh back out onto the field. Runs into Laurie. Plenty of defence, Laurie. Now Mariotta stepping back into Jacob Little. They're trying to wear him down. He's been very effective. Go to Horsburgh again, going across field. Spins out of the tackle of Eisenhuth. Comes back to Fogarty for the kick. Bombs down to Lomax, who takes it comfortably, finds the grass. He was up against the sideline. A pretty good kick there. And the Dragons having it once again, working it out of a corner. Nowhere for Matty Feeney to go. Tamale says, give me a carry. Bounces out of 1, picked up, driven backwards though. Not finding it as easy as New South Wales Cup, that's for sure. But he's going well, the young fella. Moses Sully, just outside the 20 on tackle 3. Jack DeBellin back onto the park. His first run, I think he's come on for Blake Laurie by the looks of things. Trey Mooney's ready to come onto the field. The kick again from inside the 30 from Ben Hunt. It's taken on the full 30 out from his own line by Albert Hopewade, the try scorer in this second half for the Raiders. So they're up near halfway. It's all the Raiders here in this second half. The Dragons have kind of stopped playing footy. They're just trying to get through sets and giving away a penalty there. We'll see the Raiders once again go right on the attack. The Dragons have got to play some damn football. Start using it. Do something with the pill. The Raiders are just being allowed to do whatever the hell they want here in this second half. We're just trying to defend the lead rather than continuing to do what we did to get the lead in the bloody first place. Frustrating team to watch. The Raiders, they go on the attack as they get up towards the Dragons' 30-metre line. Young is put down in the tackle. Jaden Sewer's in there. Starling at dummy half. Goes to the open side. Mariotta. Powers up towards the 20-metre line as the Raiders go into the red zone with a couple of tackles up their sleeve. Horsburgh goes across field inside to Mooney. Mooney's put down 10 metres out from the Dragons' line. Now to Fogarty, to Young. Young puts it down. Picked up by Sloan, who wants to counter-attack. And the Dragons' defence is holding on. So the Dragons working it out of their own end. "30 metres out from their own line again. Jack de Belin charges that one forward. Play the ball back to Little. Little goes to Couchman. Couchman has a little bit of a bobble. Brings it back in, and again, some good post-contact meters from Toby Couchman. Plays it back, and at least they'll be kicking inside the Raiders' half. Again, it's a similar kick from Ben Hunt, just bombs down, but this time to the 10-metre line for Kyo Weeks, who goes across field, looks to find the middle before running into King Togia. Hopawade. The Dragons hold him up. That was a soft sort of run. I don't know if he's done himself some sort of mischief there. Hopawade seems to be okay, but Ben Hunt just pounces on Starling after an offload from Young. Starling did well just to maintain possession. As Hopawade has another carry, there's a little bit more venom in that one. Runs into Little and Couchman. They put him to the ground. Starling out of dummy half. Runs all the way to the defensive line before being met by Jack de Belin. 22 and a half minutes to go. The Dragons leading 24 points to 16. The kick goes down to Lomax. Lomax takes it on the full, fires it towards the middle with Tyrell Sloan. Sloan, he looks up and he's got a green wall in front of him. Just takes it into Tarpany. Lomax has the next carry. Yes, he says Jacob Little's been outstanding. Connor Mollison might not get on. Again, it's going to be around the fatigue levels of Jacob Little, I think. He does he's starting to show some signs of fatigue with 20 minutes to go. Again, the Dragons go through the motions, get to tackle 5. They put the bomb up. This time, Zach Lomax is chasing through. He gets up. He gets to it first and knocks it forward. Weeks looks to get away from King Togia, and I think there's going to be no advantage here to the Raiders from the Lomax knock on. I'll bring it up for the handover. But again, it's always a danger. I just wish we had something else, some other method of trying to create something for the Dragons. Bomb for Zach Lomax seems to be about it here in the second half. As we just try and defend this 8-point lead with 21 minutes to go. Fatigue starting to set in. Moses Sully makes that tackle on Sasagi, who's been quiet here in this second half. Strange. Goes out to Weeks. Weeks to Chris. Chris, again, he does get past. Gets past a couple there. Fenai and Ben Hunt both missing him. He's coming into his own here in this second half. We'll said that he was held there and goes back to the mark to play it. Pass out to Mooney. Mooney one-on-one with King Togia. King Togia does well, holds on to him. Tackle 5. We're into the last quarter of this game as Fogarty bombing again towards Lomax. Lomax is going to come forward, leaps high, takes it well. Hopawade was trying to compete with him. Couldn't get up high enough. Chad Jones says Dragons are mud. Well, we're still leading in this game, so we're going better than the Raiders. Tyrell Sloan plays it back to Little. Little gets out of dummy half. He's dropped the ball. Knocked backwards, picked up by King Togia. Lucky to get away with that one. Tyrell Sloan wants 6 again. A few others signalling as well. The only person who's not signalling 6 again is the man in yellow. It's Frank Molo back out onto the park. Ben Hunt, once again, just bombing that one down to Hopawade. Hopawade comes back towards the middle. So the Raiders Weeks goes across, tries to get to the outside of King Tog here. He's done really well defensively, the young fella. Makes another good tackle. Does what he needs to do. Fatala Mariner makes that tackle on Savage. At some stage, well, I guess the pressure falls back to the Raiders. The Dragons not playing a lot of footy. But the Raiders, they're just getting through their sets as well. It's Horsburgh. Short ball to Young. Young takes on Tyrell Sloan. Beats Tyrell Sloan and dives over in the corner. Well, the Dragons, they put the Q in the rack. And the Canberra Raiders, the only team out here in this second 40 that are still playing rugby league. A nice little short ball here. Jamal Fogarty gets Young on the outside of Ben Hunt. Goes straight through Tyrell Sloan. He just caught ball watching a little bit, trying to work out what sort of move Young was going to put on him. He didn't put on any move. He just said, I'm going to take you on. He beats him to the outside. He showed more speed than Sloan gave him credit for. And Sloan never looked like making that tackle. As Young slams it down. And the Raiders, they are coming at Cogra. Hudson Young scores that try. We go around the grounds, courtesy of Complete Warehouse Solutions. In the elimination final in the Jersey Fleet, it's the Cronulla Sharks leading the Newcastle Knights 16 points to 0. So the Knights, their season looks to be hanging by a thread in that competition. Now the Bulldogs beating the Manly Seagulls in the New South Wales Women's Premiership 22 points to 14. The Seagulls led 14-4 at half time, so it was all the Bulldogs in the second half. It's looking to be much the same story in this game. There's Weeks, another conversion attempt from out wide. As Connor Mullison is about ready to come on. Maybe he can inject some much-needed enthusiasm into this contest as Weeks, again, that one swinging across and will be waved away. So 24 points to 20. 17 minutes left in this game. The whole second half has just been all one-way traffic. It's been all in favour of the Raiders. They've been the far better team in the second 40 after the Dragons were the far better team in the first 40. The home crowd needs to find its voice. The home crowd needs to lift the Dragons. It's time. It's time now. Come on, Dragons fans. Fire up! This is when we need you. This is when you need to lift the team. When they are struggling, that's when we need to be at our best. Let's go, boys. Here we go. Into the last 17 minutes of our season. A 4-point game. And here comes Mooney. He runs into Connor Mullison and also Frankie Molo. Time to do it. It's Horsburgh. Runs into Hunt, looks to get it offload. Ben Hunt's got hold of the arm, trying to force it loose. Horsburgh does well to hold on to it. Tarpany, he runs into Mullison. Flung down on the 40-metre line. Wants a penalty. Pointing. He's always whinging his Joe Tarpany. That's a kick from inside the 40. Lomax gets back. Make sure that it doesn't go out inside the 20. He was really on his bike there, Lomax. Can the fans help the Dragons lift? Can they find some reason to start playing bloody football again? Let's do something. Or are we just going to do 5 hit-ups and a kick? A couple of shifts out to Sully. Sully plays it back to Mullison. Mullison, he goes to Tamale. Tamale, he runs into Horsburgh, stands in the tackle, and is eventually put down and slowed down. 4th tackle. Mullison now goes to DeBellin. DeBellin out the back to Hunt. Now to Sewer. Sewer's put down right up around the halfway line on 5. They go the blindside bomb for Ben Hunt. He'll be taken on the full. Just outside his own 10 from Weeks. Weeks going across field, goes through. Ray Fatala Mariner just did enough to close down that space. Plays it back to Savage, and all of a sudden the speed of the Raiders is starting to come to the fore. Plays it back to Starling, goes short side with Timoko. Timoko tries to bounce away from Connor Mollison with a fresh dummy half. Stays with him and makes the tackle. No tackle bust there from Timoko. Fogarty turns out underneath the Horsburgh. And he'll take the tackle. Mollison and Molo make it. Now to Tarpany, to Fogarty. Fogarty out to Strange. Strange goes to the line, dances with Hunt. Hunt just holds on. Does enough with the help of Matty Feeney. They come towards the middle. Fogarty bombing away. Getting up is Savage. Savage takes it, dumps it back to Sasagi. Sasagi rolls it into the in goal, and Tyrell Sloan grounds it. It'll be a goal line dropout for the Dragons. The Raiders. I don't know how we change this momentum. How do we change it? Hunt needs to learn to tackle. Well, that would be something. Mo Dibbs says Dragons need to respond somehow. Do we have a short goal line dropout where we can get the ball back here? Ben Hunt, he's looking short. He gets underneath it. Jake DeBellin. The only one that wanted it was Jack DeBellin. Well, we needed that. Is that something that can lift the Dragons, inspire the Dragons? Frankie Molo charges up to the 40-metre line. Now it's with Sully. Sully with a good charge up to halfway. On tackle 3. Hunt goes across, just turns that underneath the Sewer. Sewer's put down onto his back. 4th tackle, 13 minutes to go. The Dragons leading by 4. It goes to Eisenhuth to DeBellin. DeBellin out the back to King Togia underneath the Fatala Mariner. Had a couple of Dragons standing in front of him. Stands in the tackle and is eventually put down by Tarpany. Plays it back to Mulhyson. Now goes to Hunt for the bomb. Away from Lomax, though, so no one's going to compete for it. Savage gets up and takes it cleanly. He's complaining about pressure on the back of the head from King Togia. The referee says, I'm not falling for that. 12 and a half to go. There's Hopawade. Takes it into Mollison. I think our 70-point win is out the window, Guy. I don't think that's going to happen. Starling. Takes it up to the 40-metre line. Goes now. Tipping it on out to Sasagi. Tarpany was the man that tipped it on. Good tackle from Sully over the top. Looks to have hurt Sasagi a little bit. Fogarty with the kick. He tries to hit the belly of the ball. He's trying to force a mistake. Tamale kept the feet moving and takes it well. He hasn't done a lot wrong. Quick play the ball. Now on the back of that, Tyrell Sloan looking to find some lazy Raiders defenders, but he can't find any. Starling making that tackle. Frankie Molo doing that customary little step and jink that he does. Gets up over the halfway line. Connor Mollison fires one across the face of DeBellin to Hunt. Goes to King Togia, short ball. Fatala Mariner catches it, steps, tries to get through, has the arm free, bounces out of a couple, flicks it to DeBellin. DeBellin to Sloan. Sloan, that's stripped out by Strange and allowed to go. Well, the Dragons are saying stripped, but there's no stoppage in place and no opportunity to challenge. Well, we have a look at the replay. It looked like it was stripped to me. Strange. Oh, I don't know if we'd win, even if we had the challenge. He might have said he was just making no stripping motion, just trying to make a tackle and a loose carry from Sloan. That one's dropped, though. That's a knock on. The Raiders are going to challenge this. They're saying it was played at by the Dragons. The ruling is a knock on against Matt Timoko. This is a huge moment of this game. The Dragons lead 24-20 on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. 10 minutes left in this game. Timoko with the arm free. Played at by Ray Fatala Mariner. And it will be challenge successful. 2 players in the tackle, so that should be a penalty to the Raiders. That is a massive call in the context of this game. Ref, tuck in your Raiders jersey, it's hanging out. Well, the referee just gave the call in favour of the Dragons. Video referee disagreed. Fogarty kicks to the sideline. A massive defensive set now for the Dragons. 10.5 on the clock. Fogarty goes towards the middle with Tarpany. Runs into Eisenhuth and Mullaisen. On tackle 1. Now goes to Young. Young's been hard to handle for the Dragons, and in particular, Ben Hunt. Now it goes to Papali'i. Stands in the tackle of Molo, Mollison. Sewer's in there around the ankles. Now it goes to Fogarty. Short ball to Young. Hunt has pulled the ball free from Young and it ruled as a knock on. This might be another challenge from the Canberra Raiders. Ben Hunt. Well, he's just dropped that one. He certainly shouldn't challenge it, and they are challenging it, the Raiders. Well, this is one I don't think the Raiders will win. Tyrell Sloan just making a tackle, and he dropped it. Challenge unsuccessful, 100% correct call. Well, some big calls will still need to be made in this final 10 minutes. Like captains, referees, players. Everyone out there has a role to play. Everyone in the stands has a role to play. Jesse says the Dragons and Raiders fans are having a bit of a chant off. Well, the Dragons at home should be winning that chant off. Second half possession, 60% to the Canberra Raiders. They've had it all. The Dragons have been going through the motions, just trying to hold on. It's been half an hour where they haven't really played much footy. They're just trying to complete sets and get down the other end. 11 tackles to 0 inside the 20. They haven't been down in the Raiders' end of the field at all in this second half, but we're holding on, leading 24-20. Frankie Molo catches that at the advantage line and slips over on the halfway. Plays it back to Mollison. Goes now to Hunt. I think it's stand-up time, so you get the ugly view up your nostrils. But here we go. 8.5 minutes left in this game. Better bring the microphone up a little closer as well. Chris takes it into Connor Mollison, who's been involved in every tackle since he's got on. Plays it back to Strange. Strange goes to Hopewade. Hopewade goes across field. Gets to the outside of Sully. Needs some support. Gets it away to Timoko. Timoko can't break through the tackle of King Togia. Important tackle from the young number 6. He's off the mark by about 1,000,000 miles there, Matt Timoko, but it's allowed to play on. Horsburgh goes to Strange, across to Young. Young gets to Jaden Sewer. Sewer rides him to the ground. The Raiders, they are coming. They are playing footy. They are having a crack. Where are the Dragons at? What have they got up their sleeve? They've got anything left. They go out now to Savage. Savage, great tackle, Moses Sully, had to be made. 1-on-1 with a faster, more agile opponent on 5. Fogarty bombs away towards Hunt. Hunt knocks it forward, I think, or was it knocked backwards by the Raiders as the ruling, into the arms of Tom Eisenhuth, who's just lurking there like a predator. Woo! We're holding on. The last 7 minutes of our season, Zach Lomax. His last 7 minutes as a Dragon. Frankie Molo's put down onto his back. Play the ball back and Jack de Bellin. He's been great today. on his knees, plays it back to Mollison. Mollison goes to Hunt. Hunt from inside the 40 kicks it on tackle 5. I don't think he's thinking 40-20 though. He just wants to kick it as long as he can and as high as he can. Hopawade takes it on the full and brings it back towards the middle of the field. It's the Raiders that need to come up with something special. The Dragons, they're just clinging on. They get to the outside. Chop down there, Timoko. Plays it back to Savage. They come back towards the middle. They're again inside the Dragons' half. Sasagi claiming that he was caught high. We'll play it back, though, to Starling. No penalty. Horsburgh goes to Strange. Strange goes across, knocked on by Seb Chris. And another set that the Dragons managed to defend. I'm a dib. This one might be a couple of minutes old. Last 10 minutes of season 2024. Well, now we're into the last 6 minutes of season 2024. The Dragons looking to show some pride in the jersey. The Raiders much the same. What have we got? Trying to get somebody in to lock the scrum. Actually, it's that Tyrell Sloan jumping into the second row. Connor Mollison at the base of the scrum. Turned underneath to Frank Molo. 902 metres to 578 in this second half. The Raiders have simply dominated the second 40. But it doesn't matter. The scoreboard says the Dragons lead 24-20. A try inside this last 5 minutes will put this game to bed. Have they got something to show the fans? Jack DeBellin takes it up over halfway, goes to Hunt, goes to Sloan, to Sewer. Sewer chopped down low by Young. Good tackle, but a quick play the ball. Sloan takes a step out of dummy half and, well, they just say, well, Ben Hunt just wants him to go forward and set up for the kick because that's all we've got. It comes to Hunt for the kick. He's going to put it up high. It's gone straight across field to Lomax. He says, do your best. Lomax knocks it on. What on earth was that? Ben Hunt. Ben Hunt's come up with a one-on-one strip. Well, that's what he was trying to do all along. It was always in his head. And he comes up with a big play there, Ben Hunt, after a shit kick. Now Jack DeBellin plays the ball, 4.5 to go. And the Dragons have their first tackle inside the Raiders' 20. Connor Mollison at dummy half. Plays it back, goes across to DeBellin. DeBellin goes to Little, who's out there as a running forward now. Plays it back, Connor Mollison steps out of dummy half, goes in behind the ruck to DeBellin. DeBellin looks to step past Papali'i. Papali'i makes the tackle, but quick play the ball. Now to King Togia. Short border for Tala Merida. He can't quite get there. Tackle 5 now for the Dragons. Connor Mollison fires it out to King Togia. He bombs across towards Lomax. Lomax gets up high. Knocked backwards. Ben Hunt kicks into the in goal over the dead ball line. 7 tackles set for the Raiders. Oh, Mama Dib Hunt's kicking game, very ordinary, very predictable. Well, very unpredictable with his one-on-one strip game, though. And he was hoping for a 2-point field goal, just to put us out by 6, because he wants some golden points. Let's do that. That'll be fun. No, I don't know whether my heart can take it. 40 metres out now, the Raiders from their own line. They get up over halfway with that charge. And in this 7 tackle set, they are just marching upfield far too easily. That's tackle 2 and a 25-metre run. Starling out of dummy half. Goes to Fogarty. Fogarty steps back infield and he's pounced upon by Connor Mollison. Comes across to Strange. Strange to Young. Young out the back to Weeks. Weeks has to come back infield. The Dragons' defence adjusted pretty well on that occasion. Now to Strange. Strange goes infield now with Pali'i. Now to Fogarty. Fogarty goes out to Horsburgh. Horsburgh with a kick. He gets the ball back to Big Horse. The Big Horse crashes over the Canberra. They're in. The referee points to the spot. And it's 24 all with a kick to come. Well, this wasn't in the script. The kick from Corey Horsburgh was terrible. He gets a ricochet that bounces straight back up into his grasp. Takes it cleanly, no knock on, gets it down, and a try to Corey Horsburgh. $24 all. Not the easiest of kicks, but you'd expect a good goal kicker to knock this over. Jesse says we've thrown this game away. We just stopped playing footy at half time. We didn't come out in the second half. We played no footy at all in this second half. We have not tried to play rugby league. We've just 5 hit-ups, kick, 5 hit-ups, kick, 5 hit-ups. You can't do that. You have to keep playing. Don't deserve to win this game. Spirit fingers from Trey Mooney. At the Mariota tries to get involved as well. Kyo Weeks. About 9 metres in from touch. He's kicked 2 from 4 today. You won't have too many bigger than this. 2 minutes left. Weeks moves in, strikes it nicely and knocks it over. So the Raiders, with a minute left on the clock, go to a 26-24 lead. Johnny Burke's not happy. Jesse says no one to blame but ourselves. And John Muller says wasted opportunities. It's hard to disagree with any of them. Well, it ain't over yet. We've played no footy for 39 minutes. But now we're behind. All of a sudden, we're going to start playing. Short kickoff. Knocked backwards by Savage, and the Raiders get the ball. The initial effort was knocked forward. The second effort knocked backwards. And that's the ruling from the referee and the Raiders. They'll try and work this way downfield, put it down into the corner. Shane Flanagan looks despondent. There's nothing he can do now. We're into the last minute of this game. Young and one of the best for the Raiders. He'll slow this up on tackle 5. They're not going to look to kick. They're just going to take it up and hand it over. 40 seconds for the Dragons to pull a rabbit out of a hat. Jack DeBellin takes a hit up first up. 35 seconds. Mullison at dummy half goes to Hunt. Hunt goes out the back to King Togia. Now to Sully. Sully looks to power over the top of Fogarty, but no way through. He makes the tackle. Matty Feeney just takes a run out of dummy half towards the middle of the field. 15 seconds left. Work a short side with Fatala Mariner. That's a nothing one-out play. What are we doing here? It comes back. Lomax has a crack at the 2-point field goal under all sorts of pressure. Never looked like going over. And the Raiders boot that one into touch on the full, and the full-time siren sounds. The Canberra Raiders win 26 points to 24, and the Dragons get what they deserve. Well, the Dragons are challenging. I don't know exactly what they're challenging. They can't challenge offside. This is desperation here from the Dragons. Lomax from just inside the half. Charge down, no contact with Lomax. I I'm not sure even what they're challenging. Challenge unsuccessful, and the Canberra Raiders are now officially the winners, 26 points to 24. The Dragons season comes to an end. They'll finish down in 11th place after that loss. Probably about where they deserve to finish. That simply wasn't good enough the second half. Led 24-10 at half time. And just didn't play footy. Just didn't play any footy in that second half at all. It was dreadful. It was hard to watch. It's hard to call. John Muller says we just didn't play in the second half. Completely opposite of the first half. Yeah. Anyway, that'll do, mate. I can see Liam sitting in the lobby, but I'm just going to call it there and have a few more of these and watch some of the other games that are on later today. Thanks very much for joining us for the call. Disappointing way to finish our season, but well, that's life as a Dragons fan, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, there's always next year.
Coco is at Pell's heart, she wears it on her sleeve. As Muzz tells tales of Dragons wins and tuna victory. Tony and the MP crew will do their very best. Hitting up topic and I digress with a red beyond our chest. The Mad Dragon podcast is a sheep of frog runnery. Navigating rants down rabbit holes in the land of big wet feet. And so our peddlers speak the tales and our friendship is our dream. The Mad